Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Jake Browning at it again. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of this channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So I'm trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room, all sorts of nuance, detailed depth about not only the quarterback position, but high-level offensive and defensive football. If you're interested, hop over there, join, support the channel. I appreciate it. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Jake Browning keeping it rolling. My goodness, this game was all over the place, and it could have been an even better game. Guy goes for 324. Could have been a lot more with plays like this. Just dropped. Now, is it a perfect throw? No. Does it look like it's 72 and sunny during this game? No, also. There are a few things that I think jump off the film for Browning for me, and one of them is just his vision. So for me here, this is a play that probably shouldn't be there. And what I mean by that is we're going to get what I'm going to call this clear down here to the bottom where the ball ends up going. Okay, now obviously you got to catch the ball, all those types of things, captain. We're going to get this little like quick out, shallow, or probably like a basic, whether that's some iteration of drive out, whatever. The only time you really are going to take a shot at this throw down the field here is if you catch cloud and you get that like honey hole shot and you get a safety out over the top. This to me looks like we're getting closed, and I feel like the corner just gets nosy. Now, this defense presents all sorts of problems that we'll talk about in this video, and that's probably why I'm more excited than most videos to do this one. But he just gets nosy, and Browning just sees it. Like there is no indicator pre-snap that this is going to be there. And so how this thing plays out to the bottom of the screen, this is just Jake Browning, unbelievable vision. Again, that's not a non-traditional Tampa. That's middle field closed. And that's that corner down here just getting nosy, thinking he's playing hot coverage and gets beat. And again, can't catch it for him. Is it a perfect throw? No. Would you love to score? Yes. But, I mean, we got to catch the ball. The other thing, just to pay attention to for me, we get pulled here a little bit with his footwork, but he's got a really nice base. There's a polish about his pocket play where there's not a lot of wasted movement. Next one here, another big missed opportunity. So first off here, I love me some quads. We're going to talk a lot about zero or hot quarters and non-traditional Tampas in this video. And so this is our first taste on what a lot of people call NTTs, non-traditional Tampas. It's one of those things where I just praised Browning's vision. And this one, I'm a little surprised that he didn't take the shot down the middle of the field. Now, you can tell here, he does a little signal. Okay, whatever that little salute signal is, they end up coming out here running like an out. Well, an out versus middle of the field closed, one-on-one outside the numbers with this guy, hell yes. Okay, but when we come out here at the snap and they go Tampa 2, so cloud, half field player, one of these guys up here, half field player, and then we're running to the middle of the field right here. So first of all, I love me some quads. So 4x1, don't see it a whole lot in the league. The guy who's on the line of scrimmage almost universally is going to be the guy who goes deep first. And to me, this clear down the middle of the field versus a linebacker type versus middle of the field open is a shot you're going to want to take. So you might think pre-snap, oh, I'm going to work one-on-one down here. Well, when they rotate, and you know that this team plays a lot of non-traditional Tampa. So again, just so you can be as confused as I am, every time I see this, I personally think this, although I'm not in that game, it just looks like it to me. You're welcome for that. Now it's with you as well. But right here, if you could have caught this big play down the middle of the field, this is a play that I think they try to hit later, a similar type of idea as far as hitting that pipe versus a non-traditional Tampa. So again, you're asking the safety to get to the half field to the bottom, the corner to play the half field up top, and that's a big missed opportunity down the field. Now, it's nice to have your missed opportunities be completions. So you can see the signal here to the right, great Make sure they're on the same page. Watch that safety, though, up top. He's going to fly to the right. Right there, to me, as soon as I see that safety go, I'm thinking 83 down the pipe. Got it. Just not quite locked in for this opportunity. They come back and try it later. But again, nice to have your miss be a completion. Next one here, Jake Browning hitting chase, going up the sideline down here to the bottom on a little wheel. Now he gets smacked on a inside linebacker cross dog. This is an absolute hit he takes. It's a dime. This is a dot down the field. Now, Browning's got some stones here to hang in here and really trust what I'm going to say is his back. And again, this Flores defense puts significant stress not only on a quarterback, but for me, it's on the pass protection unit. So in this video, it's probably going to end up being a little bit longer than some on YouTube. I'm doing a lot of leaving the point in here. Okay, so the point, when you see the center point or declare the protection, he's often declaring the mic. Okay, that doesn't mean that they're sliding to the mic or the center's going to the mic. That just says, okay, this guy's the mic. Now, wherever we are supposed to go, so say this is a will slide protection. So this would be the will, this would be the Sam, whatever. It doesn't matter what you call them. 3 linebackers, we're going to ID the middle of the 3. So when the center slides this way, okay, they're essentially taking the 3 most dangerous to this side. It doesn't mean that it's going to be these 3. Okay, these are man zone principles. So right here, it's guaranteed going to be the 2 big, and then essentially it's the first linebacker type over here. So when they run a cross dog and the center picks up the first one, so the center gets this first one, I would bet a lot of money that the back here needs to go pizza theory. Pizza theory just goes, if this is your duel, 1 to 2, and the center blocks your guy, you got to block the center's guy. So if somebody takes your piece of pizza, you take their piece of pizza. And right here, this guy, just inconsistent in pass protection. And, usually it's not good enough to win when it's this bad. But right here, Browning overcomes it. So watch the center. Pick it up. The running back looks like he closes his eyes. Doesn't matter for Browning. He hangs in there. Great pace. Takes an absolute shot. Tight hitch. Look at that throw. He's anticipating that wheel. 21 struggling here early on for the Vikings. And we got it. Big chunk play. And that's a dot. That's a dot anytime you throw on the cross dog here that doesn't get picked up by the back. So again, I think 64 is setting for 45. And again, I know a really good course that goes into significant detail here. If the offensive line is going here, so they're sliding to the right, and technically the offensive line is going to go to these 3. Well, if someone crosses his face in the slide before that, he's going to pick him up. So the center now blocks this one, and now the back has to go take the center's guy when it crosses like this. And again, these cross dog blitzes, you know when you're getting these things. The teams don't just like all of a sudden accidentally run these things. So again, we've got to be able to have the back block the correct person. Right here, getting our quarterback blasted. Oh my goodness. Dot. Next one here. Now you got to hang with me because I know this is a quarterback Browning video, but so much of this is going to be pass pro centric to understand how difficult this defense is to play against. But right here, Browning to me needs what I used to calling a side adjust or the pass protection to bail us out. Now I know we end up getting a hold here backed up as well. But this to me is one of those things, though, the only reason there is a hold is because Browning doesn't get rid of the ball. So to me here, that's the hot throw. Doesn't really matter what's down the field. To me, this is where the ball needs to go on a hot. Now, the pass protection unit, hang with me now, okay? 5 offensive linemen and the back, 6 people. Well, there is a threat of, count them out with me, 5 at the line of scrimmage, 6, 7, all within kind of the box, and really 7.5. So the offensive line is going to slide, okay? Half slide, one direction. So the offensive line, those 3 right there, are going to slide right here. Okay, so technically, they are going to these 3. Now again, I've said it's a man area idea. So it's not like they're locked on these 3 guys only. So when this player doesn't rush, but this player does rush, I personally would expect an NFL offensive line to slide out to this, to fan out. Now, that doesn't mean that it happens all the time. Okay, but this is a pretty easy look, in my opinion, of this guy being at depth and this guy being at the line of scrimmage. So for me, I would love the offensive line to fan this thing out. You know, that's the first part. And now let's actually talk about how it's played out. This guy is a free runner. Okay, great. It looks like he knows that he's a free runner, so he's looking over here. You need some sort of hot throw, but we've got defenders kind of sitting here. So worst case scenario, you just skunk it in the ground. You don't want to take a sack hit with a free runner. Kind of have to make a circus play just to get an incompletion. So play this thing out. First, could you get it to the number 2 down here to the bottom hot, right there? Probably not. Like he's sitting right on it. You know, maybe you anticipate it and put it on the right shoulder of 81, away from the near defender. That's probably where the ball has to go, like right there. So you can kind of turn this way with it. Again, free runner, face. This is where you want to look. He's looking in the right spot. We just got to throw it. That's quote unquote NFL open. Get rid of the ball. He doesn't. Now we've got to hold on to the ball, make a circus incompletion, and we cause a holding because we didn't get rid of the ball. So again, watch the center, 64. He's going to the left. There it is. Now you would love 67 and 75 to fan out. 75 looks like he gets a late start, but 67's never fanning out, right? 67's coming down hard on the tackle. Free runner right in our face. You can see Browning's ready to throw it. You just got to trust it right there and throw it. He's ready, throw it. Now maybe he thinks that backer's going to undercut 81. But then again, because we get into this, now we hold. 73 gets a holding penalty. And now it's 2nd and forever. Next one here, 3rd and 15. Here's that Tampa 2 hole shot again. So we get an iteration of dagger down here to the bottom. Now I'm going to call this non-traditional Tampa. It might be their traditional Tampa. I don't know the Vikings personnel well enough to care. But it's drop 8. We've got this chance down the field. Again, we talked about last time we saw Tampa 2 missing this opportunity. I love Browning's base here. Everything except the hookup. And again, it's tough when you throw a foul ball all the way out there. But this is one of those things here. They can't really get lined up. They're getting late lined up. Snap the ball here. And you can immediately tell, first thing you would notice playing quarterback, hopefully, is it's drop 8. So they're only rushing 3. Here's that middle field player for Tampa, those half field players. And we're going to take that shot down the field. Right there. And again, it's so wide open because the deep dropping, technically Mike thinks he's going to be a cheater and go make a home run play. So it creates this huge void. But again, I just love the fact that he came right back to it. I also love, and I mean love, his footwork in lower half. Look at just the absolute efficiency. There's no wasted movement. I mean, he is just sitting in that perfect base. And again, watching this player right here, if he's not going to get depth and get to the middle of the field in Tampa, you've got to be willing to take these shots. He looks like he's trying to cheat on the in, and you got to make him pay. Now, you're not going to hit every one. You'd love to have this be an underthrow versus an overthrow, but man, I love the vision to see it. I mean, look at it. Puts 22 in a blender here. Got him. Now, the other thing I will say, and this is just me, okay, now you might disagree. I don't coach wide receivers. It's not wide receiver school. But for me, our guy slows down. Okay, so he goes through here and like, la, 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 and then all of a sudden accelerates when he goes, oh shit, I'm going to score. And because he doesn't run hard, okay, I need a sound effect for the effort police. Because he doesn't run hard on the gotta love football clear plays, he misses a touchdown. So let's watch that. You tell me if you think the number 2 down here to the bottom is running full speed. Right there. See him turn and chill? Now it's an overthrow. That's a perfect throw. That's a perfect throw. That wide receiver turns it down, chills. When he turns back right there, he doesn't run hard. Damn. Should have been a 400 day. This is a great job from Browning. I really do. His footwork, that right there, y'all, the ability to hang back there in a 5-step drop with perfect base, get all your cleats in the ground, that is polish. That is efficiency, effectiveness. That is a well-coached dude who's put in work. Damn. Next one here, 3rd and 2. So again, this defense presents problems. It's either 0, not really 0, we'll call it 0, or those non-traditional Tampas. Right here, they're bailing out. So it's not true like punt rush 0. But he plays it like it's hot. And again, you can see they've already made the change in the pass protection unit, right? With Big 89 back there. Multiple ways to be able to handle this pressure. They drop off, get the ball out of your hands quickly. Perfect throw away from the near defender. 3rd down efficiency. Let's go. So again, you have to have answers for this look. And we'll talk about it from behind. But they don't always blitz when they're in this look. So they've got the capacity to bail out. So you've got to have a pressure answer and a coverage answer. Again, to me, this plays out like a non-traditional Tampa. Watch the half-field players, the corner and the safety. There it is. You see the mic getting to the middle. So they've got that kind of either-or scheme that damn near nobody else in football has. 99 there with the cheap shot at the end as well. So answers. When they are walked up and they're in 0. Okay, so there's nobody in the middle of the field. We're in 6-person protection. And again, I get that this is a lot in the weeds in this video, but this is just the reality of playing this defense. So 5 offensive linemen, and we'll call this a tight end. Okay, they've already taken our guy 28 out. They've got 7 at the line of scrimmage. Really 8. 4. Okay, because the defense doesn't know this guy could be staying in the block. Okay, we know he's going out where the ball ends up going. So what you really do here for an offensive line is you've got to slide one way. So they're going to turn one way. And then the protection back, whether it's a tight end or running back, is going to block the other guy in the A gap with these old school Mike Zimmer AA mugs. Okay, so it really doesn't matter which way he turns. This guy's going to take the opposite. So at the end of the day, quarterback-wise here, you have to know that if the backs guy comes up the middle and the other guy on his duel comes, so if this is the duel for 89, then we're going to have to play this thing hot. Now, this can get real gnarly when you've got this as a hot and this is a hot. Real bad, real fast. So again, this puts significant pressure on a quarterback. Holy shit. You've got to be able to solve this thing really quickly. So as they drop out, you don't have to worry about it. Non-traditional Tampa, they're only rushing 2. They're only rushing 2. From Browning here, the thing to pay attention to with the throw is it's away from the near defender. So yes, you can see here, this guy might be breaking on eyes, reading eyes, moving this way. You know where your guy's going to be here, and you throw the ball away from him. So you don't throw the ball over here. That's going to be contested. You throw it away from him so that he can turn away from the near defender and get up the field. So just a really nice job here of executing a very difficult look. Whoop. And that's a tight window on 3rd down in the league. Next one here. This is a big shot. This is not how you want to play quarterback. And again, feel like Jake might have thought he was playing Del Oro or Oak Ridge right here, because that is a boom, bad feeling. Really nice job by the defender too, not driving him into the ground. But this is one of those ones where you're like, oh, I'm going to make a play. Yeah, boom. I got to have a little bit better awareness about the backside. That is rough. Okay. Now, scheme-wise here, I got a few issues. So this is very similar to the first play of the game where we had that drop on what I thought was just a blown coverage by the corner. So we're going to come out here. And to me, this is just an iteration of drive out. Okay, so here's that where we ended up throwing it. If you remember, the corner came off, got nosy, and we tried to get it up here, and it was a drop. So for me here, this play is usually read right to left here. So 1, you maybe alert this versus pitcher looks, 2 to the drive, 3 to the basic. Now, the thing about this route, this drive route, shallow route, there are a number of different ways to teach it, but universally, they're all pretty much the same. The easiest way to think about this is if it's zone, you want to settle down, usually outside the tackle box. If it's man, you want to keep running. And there are some little techniques to worry about as far as stair-stepping guys to run away. But the thing about it, the actual technique you use to communicate with the quarterback is when you're running, if you are looking at the quarterback and running, that's telling the quarterback that you're going to keep running. So basically, you want to get over to the tackle box as fast as you can to the other side and then make a decision. So if it's man, then you run and look. Or if it's zone, you stop, not looking at the quarterback, then look at the quarterback. Right here, to me, this is just muddy. So to me, the ball should probably go here on a zone read, get over here and settle down. Now, the other part about this play for me, one of my favorite things about this play is the check down. So the clear, the out, you've got the basic potential rub right there for the drive. You've got the drive coming across, settle versus zone. And then if you're going to put the back on this side for the pass pro, I prefer to run like what a lot of teams call a burst. So you don't want the check down being right here because this muddies the pitcher, right? So you want him to come up and tell him you're coming across. And sometimes this works almost like a glorified screen out the back door. So again, this and this, not good enough in my opinion. Now, again, Browning, you can't run around back there like you're the best athlete and, this is Folsom in 2000 whatever. Oh, God. Again, you can see the check down and the drive in the same area. You can see that drive route. See him look right there? So he's running and looking to me, telling me that I'm going to keep running. Then he settles, and the check down's in the same area. So not good enough. Details matter. No, nice base. The awareness right here. Oh, Jesus, that's a big shot. And again, you play this defense, you're going to see a lot of big shots. You just don't expect the big shots to happen on traditional 4-down rushes on plays that we've already run this game. So again, I don't necessarily love putting like individual red dots on cats, but this guy was on a blender all day. It just looked like he didn't quite know what was going on in pass pro. So for me here, again, I would want to check and get out on a burst out this way. Again, the drive route coming off the screen in, to me, needs to get over here and settle down. He can't be looking the whole time he's running and then settle down. So just a little, kind of shocking kind of lack of details here on a simple play that they've already run. You see Higgins come across here and look. So he's looking right there. That's telling the quarterback to keep running. Then he takes his eyes off the quarterback. Oh, shit. Now we got to go. And now we get blasted. Damn. This next one is a brutal one. Oh, man, on many different levels. So to me, this is an iteration of smash up top. And we get Kahari picked here. My guy Kahari Jones back in the day, 1994 versus Chico State. Multiple picks on smash to the corner. Sure he appreciates me telling me that story every time this happens. But it's how I think of it. So much so that when I used to coach high school football, we called smash, kind of the generic version, hitch, and corner, Kahari Jones. Just so I could tell that story so that you never make this pick. What this is here is a flat and a corner. Okay, now a true smash is going to be a locked hitch and a corner, but it plays out the same. You cannot allow this corner to make a play and pick off you throwing the corner, playing quarterback. So you just got to take what this corner is going to give you as a cloud player. Okay, so let me say that again. It's a high-low right here. We've got someone in the flat. We've got someone behind him. Okay, this guy can't make the play either way. Now, the part that's sickening here is that they end up rushing 5, and they've got a little wrap in on the backside. You wouldn't think that it would be there, but because this defense is kind of its unique kind of entity, it's wide ass open. Of course it is, right? You throw a pick up top, the other side's wide ass open. Got to learn from this one. Just cannot throw a pick to a corner on a corner. It's never there. I mean, the safety's going to pick that off too. And then again, down here to the bottom, at the number 2 on the wrap in, and they go to work on these wrap ins later in the game. It would be hard for me not to work 5 and 1 down here to the bottom all the time. But I mean, there's nobody on the logo, right? Holy shit. And again, part of that is just because of how this defense seems to operate. So for me here, this looks like it plays out like Tampa, like 2, except they're essentially voiding the hook. Because they're rushing 5, they don't get to have 5 underneath, right? I think of 2 as, a cloud corner, a curl player, a hook player, a curl player, a flat player. Well, if they're going to rush 5, they've got to void one of these things. And so they void the hook in the middle of the field. So when they come down and run this little wrap in, of course there's nobody there. And again, it stings twice as bad because you throw a pick that could be picked off by the corner or the safety up top to your tight ends running, flat corner. Rough one. Just a bummer of a play. Certainly not perfect, but it was a hell of a day. This was just one of those throws where you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And again, I think it's even worse because when you look on the backside, nobody's on the logo with 5 running. Just a tough one. No Kaharis though. Oh, baby. Next one, 2nd and 4. Again, running back, blender. Okay, this is not an easy look. No doubt about it. You got guys walked up, but they kind of back out. Feel like this should be a decent look. They get into a non-traditional Tampa. We get a free runner through the B gap. It looks like our running back has no idea what's going on pass protection-wise. And of course, he gets a completion out of it. Watch 28. I mean, I would bet a significant amount of money that he has 45. The guy running right at his face. And he looks like he looks to the left, looks to the right. And I mean, some interesting pass protection from the back. That's the nicest way I can put it. Now watch the center here. You can see here, they have to have a plan. So your plan here, you got all these guys walked up. Again, I've already said the center is going to be sliding one way. So the center is sliding to the right. Okay, so even when this guy backs out, the center's still going all the way out here. So if that's the case, it almost, I can't put enough money on the fact that the back would have a duel 1 to 2 over here. And the fact that he just lets the one guy run through the B gap free is mind melting to me. I would be coming out of my skin. But this is, you can see here that watch the center. Center's going to repoint down here to the bottom. He thinks he's got 22 blitzing. He's coming all the way down here to the bottom. No. And the back just loses his mind. You don't have a chance playing quarterback like that. Again, I put this on here mostly just to show that the issues that this defense can cause to an offense. And it's not just the quarterback. Again, it's just look at 28's head. You just don't see shit like this. Left, right, left, check down. What? What? And again, Browning, I don't know if I would classify him as a dynamic athlete. I certainly wouldn't. But he's not a statue back there. He can move around and create a little bit. We see it later in overtime. That's rough, though, from 28. Next one here, 3rd and 4. This is what this defense does to you. It makes you get into kind of unique looks pass protection-wise. So 12 personnel, 7-person protection. They end up working just hook flat on 3rd and 4. And again, it's there. It's not really there on time. Browning kind of hangs, and gets it out to the flat eventually, almost like a check down. But again, I love his base, how he's able to keep that base and kind of stay on rhythm through a read that isn't there necessarily right at the start. So concept-wise here, the guy going in motion is going to be where the ball ends up going, late, flat. Okay. Hook, and then like this kind of over element or crosser. Now, the reason you would do this and close half the field, right, there's nobody out up here on a route, is because you're worried about the pass pro. So you've got this, you've got the potential check by the tight end, you've got 7-person protection on 3rd and 4. Okay, well, they're only rushing 5. So you got to kind of hang and sort this thing out. Now, again, it's nice when the wide receivers are 1 and 5 down here to the bottom, but that's not going to be the case the whole game. Just look at his base. See how he's lined up? No wasted movement. No to the hook. Yes to the flat. First down. It's just really nice 3rd down move. It's a nice plan. Okay, they're in 12 personnel. Boom. I mean, just no wasted movement. Nice, easy flick. First down. Hell yes. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. So thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member. Link is in the video description. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. You got a little bit of the taste of that in this video. We have the best-selling courses, How to Beat Every Coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you, so hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available, so make sure you check out all of those linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, I really like this play. We're going to kind of move the launch point. So we're going to show empty 3x2. Then we're going to bring someone in for that backside protection. We're going to kind of like half sprint to the left. We're going to fake the flat to number 3 and then hit the bluff up the sideline. Double mailbox, nice throw, put it on him. So a lot of moving parts here, right? This is great design. So bring someone in, move the launch point, fake the screen, get a little shot down the field for a nice little chunk. Nice catch, collision. So again, to me, non-traditional Tampa. Again, quarterback-wise here, when you get up there and this is the look that you see, who the hell knows what this is going to be? Really, I mean, if anybody tells you they know, they're lying. Okay, this could be anything. You have to have a plan versus pressure. Right here, I love the fact that they move the launch point. So they bring this guy in to be the backside protection. We're going to fake this screen right here. We're going to have the 1 and the 2 come off like they're going to block. Bluff, bluff, seam, up the sideline. This play is usually read out 1 to 2 just because the inside seam happens first. So very nice. Love the fact that this play is good versus anything. I think it's better versus zone. Right here, watch the process. Bring him in. We're going to move to the left. It's not a full sprint, right? It's just kind of like a pedal to the left. There's the fake to the flat. You can see the non-traditional Tampa. Both the corners look like they're going to be the half-field players. Mike getting to the middle. Got the honey hole shot. Outstanding. Great design. Excellent execution from Browning. You can see him pump. Whoop. Put the ball right there on him. Now again, is he throwing fastballs? Probably not. Maybe, high 80s, low 90s. Certainly good enough though. Up and down. Let's go. Next one here. Another non-traditional Tampa. Now, who the hell knows what you're going to get with this look, right? They got the amoeba walk around bullshit, 3 safety bullshit. They end up working the wrap in. Really nice job right here. This is nice because I always think the wrap is going to be better when it's away from the back in 2x2 formations, especially versus Tampa, because oftentimes the middle linebacker types will open to the 3 receiver side. So what I mean by that is I'll pause it right at the snap. When we snap this thing and you get to eventually non-traditional Tampa, right? So even though this might be some Big 12 stuff, they're going to get to half field, and then this is that Mike type player in the middle. Now they're only rushing 3, so they're in drop 8. So you've got kind of these 2 kind of hook players, shallow hook, deep hook. In my mind, universally, not all the time, most of the time, these players will open and be playing to the side of the 3 receiver side. So 3, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 to the back. So for me here, I'm always thinking I would love to have the wrap in away from the 3 side because these guys will be opening playing this way to start. So just a really nice offensive architecture, construction, how this thing is put together. Again, having answers to non-traditional Tampas. Beautiful with the wrap in. And again, you can see those guys open, kind of play towards the 3 receiver side. You see 24. That's what I'm talking about right there. This player, he is opening this way. We are running the wrap in right behind him. Awesome. Perfect. Clinic design. Outstanding job getting there. And again, Jake Browning, the footwork, the base, the timing, the efficiency. It's fucking nice, man. It is special. To come off the bench, have yourself a month, certainly wasn't the cleanest game in the world. It's never going to be a clean game playing against this type of defense. It just isn't. You don't see it enough to have answers to every single series. But I love the rhythm of it. Great job executing. Let's go. Next one here, touchdown pass. But before we get into it, let's just take a moment to understand where we are in this game. Down 17-3, fourth quarter. And we're going to throw a beautiful touchdown pass to the bottom of the screen. Higgins, the point on the bunch, number 5, run into the corner, a little spot or snag. Again, this to me was the play where I really, really appreciated Browning's footwork. How he's able to stay on that back foot, hang on that back hip. No wasted movement. I mean, hey man, let this earmuffs me here. Let this wash the fuck over you. That is outstanding, especially because you've got 28 who has struggled all day in pass protection. He finally blunts someone up right in your lap. This is how you bounce back, 28. I love it. Come back, blunt him. Now, you can make the argument that that's not the most violent rush in the world, but I don't care. This is a great job from Browning, hanging on that back foot, throwing a dot to the corner. Hell yes. This is one of my favorite plays in this game. There were a bunch of them here at the end, but this is outstanding footwork. This is outstanding quarterbacking. Look at the poise, y'all. Look at the pocket presence. Just trust. Hanging on that back foot. Polished. That's perfection. That is so good. Wow. These are the type of ones where I'm watching the L22. I'm like, did I just see that? Did he really just hang on that back foot perfectly like that? Trust the back. Look at that back foot. Back hip. Oh my God. Perfect. That's awesome. Next one here, another beautiful wrap in up top to the number 2, the guy on the line of scrimmage. Now, we've already talked about an iteration of this coverage, but if you're going to rush 5 and try to play somewhat traditional zone coverage, you're going to avoid a zone. They've decided they're going to avoid the middle hook, and the Bengals keep making them pay on these wrap ins. You know, I know this video has kind of morphed into like half a Vikings defensive video as much as a Browning video, but if you're going to get 5 rushers, okay, and they're going to try to play some version of traditional zones, so let's just say that this is quarter, half. I'm not convinced it is, but let's just pretend it is. You're not going to play usually three deep, 3 under. So quarter, half, and then what does this guy play? He's going to play the hook to curl to flat. That's just too much space for one guy. Down here, we're going to play the curl to hook. Down here, we're going to play the flat. There's a lot of, so you can see the kind of void here. Again, because they're rushing 5. Okay, everybody wants to get cute nowadays and rush 5. Okay, well, there's just nobody in the middle of the field. Like this is way too open in the league. And again, things look even more open with this defense because, in my opinion, this defense gives these guys significant flexibility to play with their eyes. So if the quarterback is looking over here, I feel like these guys are allowed to roam and squeeze and move more than other defenses that have more traditional landmarks. So you'll see things where, like, yeah, they throw it here on this wrap in is wide ass open, but guess what? Down here is wide ass open too. Well, that's because the quarterback's not looking over here. He's looking over here, and that makes everybody move there eventually. So it's just one of those, it is very unique when you look across the rest of the league on how they're playing coverage and pressure. It's not only either or, zero or Tampa. It's a lot of, where's the quarterback looking? We're going to squeeze. We're going to have these hot rules, different techniques. Again, look at that safety up top to the left. That's not how you normally play safety. And again, it's still wide ass open in the middle of the field, right? Because they're rushing 5, trying to play traditional zone coverages behind it. It can put stress on a quarterback. It can also leave you open. Next one here, one of what I thought was one of the bigger plays in the game. 3rd, 20-ish, 20, 21, whatever. To me, this is one of my favorite ways to run dagger up top. 3-by-1 open. Once there's a middle field safety player, you know you're good. All day to throw. Great pass protection. Again, way too much space down the field, zone-wise. So they're trying to get cute with the punt block. Right? We've talked about this pass protection so many times now that I'm getting tired of it. Okay, so there's 4. Here's 3. We only have 6 in the pass protection unit, right? 5 offensive linemen, and here's the back. Although that's probably a tight end. My guy 2-8, RIP, pass protection unit. When you have 6-person protection and they have 7 at the line of scrimmage, you have to have a hot plan. Once they run one of these guys out, so once you see one go, you're good. Meaning, well, not good, but you've got a lot of one-on-one blocks potentially, but everybody's blocked. You don't have a free runner. Okay, so once we see this guy go, quarterback-wise, you're thinking, okay, I'm good enough here. I got like a hitch, 2 hitches to get this ball out. Now, the pass protection's outstanding here, and I love how they walk the guy up. Right there, we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the base. Look at the poise. Great throw right up on his face. Outstanding. Outstanding. Now, this is one of my favorite plays because I love the dagger double clear. So really, it's a variation of 4 verticals. So here's that special, here's that seam. You might call those clears, depending on how you want to coach this. Here's the dagger part of it, and then here's the shallow part of it. So I love it. I love this play. This version has so many different answers for a lot of different things. But right here, the ability, Flores probably, if he had to do it over again, he'd probably much prefer 0 here. Bring the heat. If anything, they erred on being a little conservative down the stretch here for me. But man, look at the footwork, guys. Look at the base. The efficiency, man. It is polished. That's third and earmuffs fucking 20 versus the toughest defensive look you can see in the league. Great base, rip a strike down the field, first down. Oh my goodness. Hell yes. Hell yes. I love it so much. Just awesome poise. Great design, beautiful play call, outstanding pass protection as well, no doubt. That's a big time conversion. Oh my goodness. Wow. Next one here, 4th and 1. Put this one on here for a few different reasons. One, felt like I was beating up on my guy 28. Wanted to show him making a play here, 4th and 1. Hitting the backfield, doesn't stop, fights through the big hit for a touchdown. That's awesome. The other part, and the more quarterback-centric part of this, is the snap count, the cadence. Now, we don't need to hear it, but it's the timing of it. All right, so what I want you to really pay attention to here, and people freak out when you get in gun and run it in short yardage situations. I, for one, don't think it's an issue at all. I see the advantages of being under center for different reasons. But what I want you to pay attention to here is the defensive line does what most people call stem. Okay, so at a certain point, they're all going to move to a different front. So they're going to start here, and then they're going to kind of move over. Now, I personally think stemming is a great way to play defense. It causes all sorts of issues to the run blocking identification, run blocking communication. The problem is when you get caught in a stem. So they do it a tick late, and now some of these guys are standing up, getting blasted. All sorts of movement because they don't have their feet in the ground. They don't have any power or playing defensive line. So the timing here of when the ball is snapped versus the stem, that's the difference. And then again, 28, if we're going to come at you sideways for your pass pro, you're in there to run the rock. Well done right here. So watch the stem. Whoop. See how they get caught moving? So the defensive line, the interior is stemming while we're snapping the ball. So that creates a big hole. Now, we still got to run through an unblocked linebacker right at the line of scrimmage. So 2-8 doing his thing, but watch the defensive tackles. See how they're stemming as we're snapping it? And then watch the right guard just eject him. Boom. That creates a big old hole. So really nice job by Browning here, snapping this thing on time, catch him moving. Great job by 28, keeping his powerful base, getting in there. Not sure why 75 is celebrating like that, but I like it. Boom. That's a big boy collision right there by 40. 40's just got to bring his arms and bring him down. Man. Again, watch the stem. So they're moving as it snaps. See him moving sideways, the defensive line. D tackles, sideways, and you just push them. Really nice job. 4th and 1. Again, a lot of things had to go the Bengals' way here. This was one of them. Next one here. We catch a completion down here to the bottom of the screen, the number 3 over the ball. But to me, this is, again, this defense is very difficult to handle. It really is. But this look isn't that difficult. And for me here, we get a free runner, 22. Again, our quarterback getting hit. This doesn't look like something where you would get the quarterback hit traditionally. So there's 5 people walked up to the line of scrimmage. I think most teams and most pass protections would get to some sort of 5-0 call. All that means is that these 5 are going to have 5 one-on-one blocks. And then you're going to ask the back usually to scan side to side. So the back would probably be right here. Boom. But for whatever reason here, the left guard and left tackle are like squeezing down, almost like they expect Browning to like move on that sprint kind of stuff we showed earlier, or that half sprint. Well, that really puts Browning in a tough spot because now he's got 2 off the edge. So you've got the back blocking the edge, and you've got a free runner coming out the outside. So somehow the pass pro identification here is sideways, and it gets our quarterback hit. Again, to me, this just shows Browning overcoming. more than anything else. I mean, he's getting hit again by a free runner, but we get a completion. So usually these plays will end up being disasters. Right here, it's not. Watch the left guard, left tackle. See how they're squeezing down? I mean, I said left guard. I mean right guard, right tackle. Almost like they're in a full slide, but they're not in a full slide because the center is blocking the guy head up on him. So to me, it makes, this is just one of those things. You never want to have two offensive linemen not blocking anybody, have the back blocking an edge, and then having a free runner on the outside. That's just not how you do pass pro at any level. But Browning finds a completion. These plays have the potential to be disasters. Whoop. I mean, that is living on the edge right there. Good for you. Nice completion. Nice catch. Next one here, coming out of the 2-minute fourth quarter, living on the edge. Another wrap in up top to the number 1. Now, pretty rare to see. First of all, we see the offense check, then the defense checks. Love a good check. Pretty rare to see a wrap in thrown into rotation, into what I'm going to call some bastardized version of 3-backer. So 24, the right safety, is coming down. He's right in that area that usually takes away and in, but the throw here is kind of away from the defender. So to me here, this is a combination of a few things. The first one is living on the edge a little bit. This is not how you want to traditionally throw this ball. And I'll talk about exactly what I'm saying here at the snap of this thing. So at the snap, who the hell knows what you're going to get coverage-wise here, right? Like this could be anything. We got all these guys at the line of scrimmage. Who knows? So to me here, we're going to be moving here and we're down here. So to me here, this has got the bones of 3-backer or middle field closed zone. We're going to get the flat defender kind of coming out this way. So they kind of switch that traditional responsibility. That's why I call it 3-backer. That's a tough look to throw a wrap into because you're thinking, oh, the safety's right in the lane, right? But he kind of goes with the number 3 as he comes across. You get this little pull pivot underneath it for the flat defender. But this guy, because he goes a little bit with the vertical of number 3, it creates just enough window. And again, the ball is away from the safety. So all of those things work together. But this is living on the edge. This is one of those throws where it's probably not where you'd love to go with the ball coverage-wise, but it works out. You can see the space, and he kind of throws him open. And again, I just can't get enough of the footwork. Now, maybe his back foot's moving around a little bit more on this one than others, but he keeps that base. He keeps that kind of no heel click, ready to go, drive that back hip. And again, you can see the ball location, right? The ball location's away from 24. But you can also see that that's a pretty congested lane. Nice job protecting Higgins with that throw. That could have been an ER shot. Next one here. This is kind of that worst case scenario look. So this is a great opportunity. I thought the decision's outstanding. You got a free runner, take a go shot, throw it up to your guy. Obviously, you can't throw a never in history ball. Now, again, I've already mentioned that it doesn't look like ideal throwing situations, no doubt. But we can't be missing, that's out of the screen. I mean, that might be a double off the wall. I can't even tell where it lands. That's outside the dashed yellow. That's like 10 yards from where you want to throw the ball. Certainly not good enough with the throw, okay? Straight up. That's just the truth of it. Now, maybe they caught a gust, a wet thumb, whatever. This is that look we're talking about. 7 at the line of scrimmage. 0 across the board. Now, the crazy thing with this defense is this looks like 0, and it can play out like 0 depending on how it works. But these guys aren't really playing traditional 0 coverage. They're kind of playing with like zone eyes. They know the ball has to come out quickly. So they're really keying the quarterback. You can see everybody kind of looking at the quarterback. You don't really do that very often in man-to-man. So they're looking, they want that ball to be thrown quickly. They expect something quick to get it out of your hands. If you can block it up and take a shot, let's do it. Outstanding. I've always personally been a big fan of a locked goes from the inside. So not a seam, but a go from the inside as another great way here, as opposed to like a traditional inside fade, which takes more time. But right here, great job by Browning identifying his free runner right here. So you got to move away from him. You got to bail away from him. And you got to be able to get that thing up before you get hit. Now you just can't throw it into the stands. So I thought everything except the final ball location is what you're looking for here. This is a tough look though. High red zone, they're going to try to knock you out of field goal range. And again, you can see the technique of the corners, right, of the DBs. See how they're all kind of quarter turned into the quarterback? That's not traditional zero. That's that hot quarters look. That's a hell of a job right there. Everything except the throw. Now from the back, again, that double mug. So we talk about this a lot. I feel like you guys just got a little taster to the Pass Pro course. 3 to that side, 4 to this side, 6 in the pass protection unit, correct? So if they bring all 7, we're going to be hot. Now what they do in this defense is whatever side the center turns to, so the center turns this way. If you're one of these 2 backers in the A gap, if the center turns to you, you're going to drop out. So they end up getting this kind of hole player for those hot throws quickly. If you're on the back, so the back's got you, got to come up here, blunt them. The back's going to be on a duel, 1 to 2. Both these guys blitz. Quarterback's hot. We just can't throw our hot throws into the stands. So watch the guy drop off for the center. There it is. Watch the back eat him up in the A gap. Nice job, sort of, 28. You get the free runner on your right. You can see Browning kind of bail away from him. So see how he doesn't drop straight back on the hash? Bails away. Everything except the throw. Damn. Next one here, massive touchdown pass. Less than a minute left. We're going to get Higgins up top, the point on the bunch, on a corner. Now, this is kind of extending a play, throwing it up. Now, 5 makes a hell of a play. Not only is it a ridiculous catch, it's an awesome world-class finish. Kind of football IQ to know where you are. Reach that thing over. My goodness, that is a special, special play. Now, pass protection-wise, we continue to struggle. You know, this time we don't know if it's on the tight end or the back. I don't want to just put it on the back. I would say most likely it's on the back. But it's on either the tight end or the back here. But this play kind of exposes the corner. 21 we've put in a blender a few times up top. So when you end up running, I'm going to end up saying that he's supposed to be a third player. When you run someone on an out and then a corner, you're essentially high-lowing that guy. We've seen this corner be nosy already this game, kind of hang down. So if you were to have this thing blocked up correctly, this is probably a really nice touchdown in structure. That's the first part. And the second part here, pass protection-wise, is we're getting essentially a full slide. Normally a full slide when the tight end is not attached. So if the tight end was in a normal position, I would say he would go down and you'd come right off the edge. But when the tight end is slightly open like this, traditionally he's going to be out on the edge and you're going to come right off the tackle. So one way or the other, someone is wrong. Okay, this guy has been wrong a few times already. We're going to put it on him, but we don't know for sure. Regardless, Jake Browning extending the play, certainly throwing this ball up for grabs a little bit. But you can see the corner up top. Watch that corner up top come down on the out right there. If you were in structure, that thing to the back corner is a touchdown. But Browning's got enough ability here, enough kind of sense, spidey sense, to feel that guy on the backside, give his guy a chance. Good things happen. I mean, great things happen when you throw it to 5. Now watch that pass pro on the left. So you can tell 28, we're a little confused. We don't know where to line up. It's a really hard block, if not an impossible block, I would say, for a tight end to have his inside foot up and have to come down and block this guy right there. So that's why I'm saying I would bet that it's here, and 28 needs to be right off the left hip of the left tackle. That's just me. Now, is this the best way to block this? Probably not, but it's how they're blocking it right here. Jake Browning overcomes the protection again. Now, you'd also probably love 75 to stay on that guy as well. So I should put it on the left tackle as much as anybody. So if the tackle is going down here, and this guy is technically in his gap, in my opinion, you're not allowed to just kind of like jump over here and make this guy go out here. That's not going to work, dog. You've got to block. You get paid to block the edge. You get paid to block the pass rushers. So for me here, I would want him to stay on him. I shouldn't have put this guy on blast on this one. Now I would love him to clean it up. Okay, and we've had issues all over the place in the pass protection unit. That's why this performance is even more special, in my opinion, because we do overcome some pass pro issues. That's just chucking it up, giving our guy a chance. He rewards us with a hell of a play. Wow. Next one here, 3rd and 9, overtime. This is really the play that sets up the game winner. This is going to be dagger up top. And we're going to get, again, to non-traditional Tampa. Shocker. Now, because we're able to extend this, and the back does a really nice job pass protection-wise, passing this thing off with the right tackle, pretty rare to see. Jake Browning extends, makes a hell of a throw, terrible tackling, big chunk down the sideline. This is just a monster play. Massive on many different levels. The first part here, I just love the ability. Watch the back, my guy 32. He's going to block the safety, and then they're going to pass off a stunt, y'all. You know how rare this is to see a running back and a tackle pass off a stunt? I mean, it's like we just saw a legitimate unicorn pop up on the film right there. Browning's going to extend. Again, Browning the playmaker. Tight window, bad tackle, big chunk, kick it, win it, let's go. Now again, we've talked a lot about these non-traditional Tampa looks. So from this look at the snap, they're going to get to Tampa. Now, I love dagger versus damn near everything. But you can see here, this is not, I mean, how do you know what coverage you're going to get from this? Boom, there it is. So for me here, half field player, half field player. Here's that traditional kind of mic getting to the middle area. Now, the problem here with these non-traditional Tampas, or a problem, I should say, is that depending on who drops here at the line of scrimmage, these guys are bigs. These are defensive linemen. So when they drop, they're probably not getting to the same depth. They're probably not as good in coverage. So as this play extends, so here's the in, here's the dagger part of it. As this play extends, all coverage gets stressed when these plays extend. That's why quarterbacks that extend plays are so dangerous. So as it extends, the coverage gets stretched and the window becomes more open to be able to make this throw. Now, it's still a tight window throw eventually, but you can see here what the second level of the defense is doing. They're not getting the traditional depth. So the things you increase with the confusion on who's who in the zoo, we don't know where the hell to go with the ball, you lose with the depth and kind of coverage structure underneath with the second level. So non-traditional Tampa getting exposed right here, defensive lineman in coverage. Again, you can see the middle of the field. Browning sees it, gets it to him. Beautiful job right there to keep your feet. Great balance, strength. That's a hell of a play. I mean, what a performance. What a comeback. This was a hell of a game, man. Against this defense, again, at the snap here, I don't know. How do you know who's who in the zoo? You don't. Running back passing off a stunt, extending the play, 3rd and 9. I mean, when he lets this thing go, back across your body. Dot. Keep your feet. Wow. Good for you, Jake. So that is a wrap. Jake Browning, man, that was a wild game on many different levels. Great comeback. Loved the ability for him to just kind of continue to come into his own in this opportunity. Obviously, this game meant a lot from him being cut from them. I certainly know about that. But that idea being the fact that he really, really looks good. Now, it's not always perfect. It isn't. It was a rough interception. There were some reads there that got a little muddy, maybe got a little fortunate for sure on some of those throws. But he's got some dudes on the perimeter as well. So he would be doing himself a disservice if he didn't give those guys opportunities down the field. I think the crazy thing about it is when you pull apart the film and really analyze it and try to put it back together and make sense of it, the day was great, but it could have been even bigger. It didn't have to be that close because they missed on a few big opportunities down the field early in the game. So overall, really impressed. I really think he does look very polished as far as his efficiency in the pocket, how he plays the position, his poise, all those types of things, his ability to generate force from within the pocket consistently. Pretty high level in my opinion. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you want to see next. I appreciate you hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.